What is it that cripples the mind and heart? What is it that stifles the healing power of love? It is sin. Sin cripples us more than any physical ailment possibly can. Sin is the work of the kingdom of darkness. Sin has the capacity to hold us in eternal bondage if it remains unrepented and unforgiven. There's only one solution: the healing and cleansing power of Christ's forgiveness. We human beings need to hear those words from others: I forgive you. And we also need to hear those words from God: your sins are forgiven. We need to know that we are at rights with God. And the gospel makes it clear there's a kind of a synchronicity between the two: our forgiveness of others and God's forgiveness of us in a mysterious way. In today's gospel, the religious authorities are upset, even scandalized. A paralyzed man is brought before Jesus. Another gospel says that his resourceful friends lowered him down through the roof on a stretcher. Would be pretty dramatic. Attention-grabbing indeed. But what happens next is even more electrifying. Jesus pronounces the man's sins forgiven. Moments of stunned silence ensued. The scribes murmured among themselves, "This is blasphemy. Only God has the authority to forgive sins." He knew, of course, what was on their minds and on their lips. And the gospel tells us how he responded. What can we learn from this episode? Many things. It's clear that Jesus did what only God can do. Not surprising, really, in the light of the resurrection, but surprising indeed at the time, especially for those who thought that they knew everything. Jesus made the forgiveness of the man's sins his priority before the miracle of physical healing. Our primary care and concern, number one priority, should be the forgiveness of sin, that disposition towards others, but encouraging our loved ones to seek the forgiveness of God. The church is a field hospital. We are called upon to be stretcher bearers for our friends. We first need to bring our paralyzed loved ones before Jesus in prayer. Perhaps for many years, even decades. It's no good simply pushing someone in the direction of the confessional if there is no faith there. To prepare the heart to have the right dispositions. Obviously the man on the stretcher had the right dispositions and Jesus could read his heart. But a lot of work has to be done. I mean, those stretcher bearers were good friends of that man. This is in the days before the mass production of wheelchairs. We need to get paralyzed souls ready for God's mercy. And that requires a lot of preparation, prayer and penance on our part.